may call you that.
Can I call you Jeffrey?
Is it
Louis Armstrong?
Is it Louis Armstrong or Louis Armstrong? Louis Armstrong. Louis Hamilton. Carl Lewis. Louis Armstrong. I think it's Louis Armstrong.
It's Louis.
It's probably not Louis. Louis Armstrong doesn't sound right, right? That's why I was like, that doesn't sound right. Louis. Because there's our friend Louis.
And that's Lewis. That's not Louis.
Louis is Louis.
Louis
Armstrong. Satchmo.
That's what it should be called. Satchmo International.
Satchmo International Rideshare.
8:37 p.m. Tuesday, December 11th, 2018, episode number 690 of Oh Yeah Dude. My name is Jonathan, and this is Seth.
Hello, my friend.
Hello, Seth.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Episode 690, Oh Yeah Dude, America through the eyes of two Americans. I'm going to bring you somewhere right off the bat. This is America. January 5th through I think it's appropriate that I can talk about January right now.
It's right around the corner.
Thank you. I was going to ask if it was appropriate. I should have asked first. You say it's okay. 5th through the 19th in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the 103rd Pennsylvania Farm Show. This is the United States' largest indoor agricultural expo. Admission is free. Parking is $15. Well, no, but 6,000 animals are going to roll through this exposition. We are going to have farm show fashion with flair. That's going to be a
Farm Fashions,
a stage show. We were talking about what can we update after our figs talk. Listener, a great idea. The restaurant industry, they don't want to look like chumps because they're so cool. That's an industry that you can get in on clothing wise. And you think of traditional clothes that you wear in the kitchen. Those can be.
Oh, I mean chef's clothes.
Yeah, chef's clothes. They got money and they don't want to.
They don't. The 100 millionaire fucking chefs. They still got fucking Crocs on. They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
I mean, clearly, they all wear that fucking bullshit.
Post Malone
that fucking
Crocs.
that fucking ratatouille fucking looking motherfuckers. They don't give a shit. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Really, they don't. So we can't.
Pizza sauce all over them and shit.
Hey, I'm working here. Sir, you're covered in. Yeah, I am.
Always with those Crocs.
Well, what about farm fashion? Could we?
They're not
Dickies?
Crocs. They're not Crocs. They're like culinary clogs. Those like rubber clogs.
Yeah, culinary clogs.
That's what we make. That's our thing.
You have a new line of culinary clogs.
It's not a bad idea, but it's maybe.
What about farm wear? Farmers. Try to convince a farmer whose farm is like 2 months away
wearing
from the
overalls.
Hey, listen, those overalls. What do you get them? About $35.
We make underalls.
How'd you like to spend $650 on under? Oh, your farm's closing. My bad. Oh, okay. Oh, we grow food now like hydroponically indoors.
Think both those things are not things that you. It would be better if it was a profession which puts you in
the view
of
folk,
if you will.
What about Uber and Lyft drivers?
They don't have a uniform.
Damn it! Can we make one? Something comfortable for sitting and for turning.
I mean, the best thing to do would be to be able to control
people's minds?
Parking that too. Okay. Be able to see through clothes. Okay. Like parking meter people and stuff, like to be able to get a government grant of we need to update the fucking
people get so angry at your employees. If they looked better with a higher fashion, maybe they
weren't in that uncomfortable
wouldn't people
ass
strangle
polyester
them when they got a $73 ticket.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pennsylvania Farm Show, very American.
American.
How to prepare for a cheese party is going to be a seminar at this expo.
Too American for me.
Too American. What about a dairy cow display and judging?
That's like people. Yeah, they have they bring their champion prized animals
to be poked and prodded.
Yeah.
Balls. Were these balls? I don't know. What cows have balls? I don't even know.
Some do.
Some do.
I think they're called bulls.
Don't know. I haven't had a glass of milk in so long. I don't know what they have. Do almonds or oats? Do they have balls?
Almonds have balls.
Do soybeans, almonds, or oats have balls?
Almonds have balls.
Because when I drink milk, no balls.
No.
Across the board.
That's my rule.
That's how I order it.
I'll drink any milk that doesn't have balls.
I want milk with no balls.
Well, speaking of animals, if you'd like to pay a lot of money to have the skin of one wrapped around your body this holiday season, Adirondack beaver blankets, known for its dense wool, long guard hairs, and rich color.
Like the beaver itself, you think?
Northern New York State beaver fur is some of the finest in the world.
Some of the finest beaver fur I've ever laid eyes on.
That's what he said.
That's what he said, sir. Is that known? The beaver fur is that
wasn't there
common knowledge?
Yeah, that's why we all didn't we all come here to just skin beavers?
Why we came to the Adirondacks, you say?
That's all it was for a while. It was just beaver pelting.
Beaver
that's all it was.
So that's how
it got so bad we had to stop. I think this is illegal. I think you've given me an illegal ad. This isn't an advertisement for an illegal company.
That was currency, I think, beaver pelts.
Yeah, we traded
for
pelts. Humans.
For humans.
It's terrible.
Wow. This is a history lesson.
Beaver fur is some of the finest in the world. Adirondack Beaver Blankets invites you to discover our truly unique line of luxurious blankets, fine apparel, and home accents.
Home accents. What would that be, like a throw?
They are in Chardon, Ohio. However, I guess they get their beaver from New York State.
I guess their beaver is from New York State, but they're based in Chardon, Ohio.
Their extra large throw blanket will set you back a mere $3,995.
Of course.
I mean, I think that's maybe because
seems fair.
You can only you're only allowed to,
because you're saying it's illegal. What they're doing is highly illegal.
I think so.
I mean, who doesn't have $4,000 lying around for a fucking blanket to watch TV? Honey, Hallmark Christmas movies are on. Hold on, I'm going to grab a $4,000. Oh, is this beaver pelt?
You catch any of those?
Honey, this is why we came here. Why? Jonathan said this is why we came here to the Americas. For this warmth.
You could do this.
This warmth is unparalleled.
You
well, honey,
caught any of those?
That was $4,000, so don't spill anything on it. No, I haven't dipped in. I got time. We got still, But
are you banking them?
I'm saving them all up, and then I'm going to do my 12 days of Christmas leading up. So that would be the 14th. Let's minus
8 hours a day. Holiday specials
listen,
only.
We're talking about the great outdoors. That's what we've been talking about in this episode. How about, do you have the soul of the total outdoorsman? Because you would if you got Field and Stream magazine like I do.
Yeah, I think I more have the spirit of a semi-outdoorsman.
I have the soul of a total outdoorsman. You have the spirit of a semi-indoorsman.
Yeah, just outside the door.
So this is going to be this whole issue. This is January 2019. Expert tips to end the season with your biggest buck ever. Track a wilderness trophy. I love how you get slightly when we get into the hunting.
What, did I get tense?
A little tense.
No, I'm not getting tense.
Because you're thinking about the kill.
No, I was thinking about
you're thinking about you and your dad out in the woods getting the kill.
Eat the heart, Dad.
Ooh, Dad, eat that elk. Is that elk? It's beaver, son. Wrap yourself in it.
No, I was thinking about something else.
What? Can you mention it?
I can.
Okay.
I went to the auto show, as you mentioned, before we started. And
that's an expo. That's an American expo.
And there is a new startup
company.
Automobile
company?
Electric startup company based in Michigan.
Okay.
Called Rivian. Rivian.
Rivian.
And that was sort of one of the few kind of highlights from this year's show because
I think I might have read about that in the Los Angeles Times.
Fully functional. It's not a concept.
Is it an SUV?
There's an SUV and a pickup truck.
Okay, yeah, I saw this gentleman, this chestnut-haired gentleman.
So the thing's pretty sick.
Okay. Did you get on a waiting list or anything?
No, this gets kind of crazy.
Okay.
It's one of my little stories, you know, my things that happen to me in my world.
So you're minding your own beeswax at the LA Auto Show.
I walk up.
The way you do.
I see the Rivian. I had seen pictures of the Rivian.
Did you know it was an electric car before you saw it?
Yeah, I knew about it before.
Okay, you already knew.
Because I had obviously watched auto show coverage
You're
prior to my going. So, but I had in the videos I had seen of it, I was like, this thing's fucking whack. Like, whatever. It's like overthought.
You're not impressed.
And then I got to it in person and I was like, oh, this is kind of dope. And then they have they had a screen with like people like actually like whipping it like on like dry lake beds and shit. And like
one does.
Like, and like the fact that it's an actual vehicle. And then I saw the pickup truck version of it, and I'm like very focused on pickup trucks right now.
Okay.
And I was
So
like,
wait a
all
minute.
right. So
Chevy,
the fact
take a
that they're like
backseat.
here and there, that there's two living versions of it right there, and then it's like a big display. I'm like, oh, these guys are like low key. Like this is happening.
It's a real company.
Like, this isn't.
It's a real American company.
Because you see things all the time that you're like cute, but like you're not.
It's a
You're not a
Kickstarter.
thing.
This is happening.
So I walk up to the counter, and there's like 4 reps from the company there. And I'm like, how, when and how much, basically.
That's all I need to know.
Listen.
You're like, I got 2.
And it's about 60 G's if you they're taking orders for them. So I was like, okay, so I could literally say like, I want to buy and I think they said by 2020,
Okay.
you'd get yours if you ordered it now.
Okay.
So I was like, all right. That's, so I'm like, I'm asking some questions, what's the range? They're claiming like crazy range, bigger than my old man's Tesla, like longer, like legit. And it's 2 women and a dude. And
The representatives.
the reps. And the dude is like, I'm talking to the one girl, and he's like there, and he's sort of like, he's listening to our conversation that we're having. I'm asking her about the stuff, and then he's like, "Can I ask you something?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he was like, where do you see yourself like in this thing? And I'm like,
What?
I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, what do you see yourself doing in this thing? And I was like, well, right now I'm looking for a vehicle to basically, drive. I was like, I go between here and the Pacific Northwest to visit my folks. They just moved up there. I was like, I'm looking for property between here and there.
Yeah, the studio, Seth's,
So
East Hollywood.
I was like, be able to tow maybe a small trailer, hit national parks and stuff like that along the way, and kind of go up and down the West Coast.
All right.
And he's like, the reason I ask is he's like, the company's still looking for brand ambassadors.
Oh my God.
And I'm like,
Listening.
I'm like, okay. I was like, hold on a second. I all of a sudden suck my gut in, and
Wait a minute.
I'm in my like Pendleton, and like I guess like maybe my look was like, oh no, I'm in my mocks. I'm in my
but jeans are cuffed. Pendleton.
I think maybe he was like,
we need a Rivian rep here.
So I was like,
You could change your middle name Preston to Rivian. That's
I was like,
the first thing.
I do a pretty big comedy podcast.
There you go.
And I'm like, I do a pretty big comedy podcast, and I was like, and I talk about
my like all the time.
I was like, I talk about my car woes, and I was like, it's sort of like a ongoing thing about my like my vehicular tragedies that I have. I was like, the Range Rover that I have and the motorcycle that I drop, and I'm like,
forgetting to mention that your partner you're driving around in the most unsafe death wish. Forgetting to mention that. To get a Rivian my way.
So he was like, yeah, like, I mean, he's like, I can't promise you anything, but I'd like to put
I like your beard.
to put you in
And what do you use in the beard?
in touch with the guys. And like the rest of the day, I was like
flying high.
I'm like already like
driving it.
fantasizing about me being
your dad getting coffee in it 3 years from now.
So you're like taking down my information, and I was like, so he's gonna pass this to some dude, and some dude's gonna look me up and see like my Instagram and be like, what? Why did you?
Why not? I think you'd be an amazing brand
I
ambassador
would
for
be,
Rivian.
but Rivian doesn't understand that. I don't.
But I think Rivian is a forward-thinking product.
That's
Jonathan.
what
You're
he was telling
forgetting
me.
that
That's what he was.
this
He
isn't
wants
the big
real,
three.
he
This
wants
isn't
real
this is
world.
New Detroit.
Yeah,
Real world.
they are based just out of Detroit.
See?
They will be being manufactured in Illinois, and you can get yours at Rivian.
Yeah, America through the eyes of two Rivian Americans, or actually one Rivian American, one super jelly non-Rivian American.
Brand ambassador.
Brand ambassador for Rivian.
I would be so happy.
God.
I haven't heard from them yet, but
Jonathan,
it's
the
just
Toronto show was 3 days
just
ago.
wrapping up. They're just getting back to headquarters.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, the Rivian, because they
pooling
drove
it
it
all.
back there and it broke down 6 times on the way back, but they'll get back eventually.
So are eating the heart of an elk.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Because they are asking David
We were just
Petzel.
a little more, I don't
Oh,
know.
Yeah, just
a smidge more like
popular.
on trend. Popular.
Popular. That'd be.
It would be it.
I don't want to wait fucking 2 years though. I'd rather get in a 2019 Silverado and be like, I drove a Rivian. It fucking sucks. Lake bed, or what was it? Flatbed, dry bed.
Yeah.
What's the best vehicle for going out once a day to buy newspapers and coffee? Do I need
Silverado.
Chevy Silverado.
Yeah.
Okay. David Petzel answers your questions about guns, shooting, hunting, and life. David, this is Adam Hansley here from Utica, New York. With an imperfect rest, should I try to hold the crosshairs on an animal's vitals or move them into the vitals and shoot the second the sight picture is correct? I wanted to ask you, what do you do?
Is this on meaning you haven't slept well the night before? Is that what that means?
I think that what imperfect rest means that you're so excited. Think of it like, you remember Christmas Eve?
Couldn't sleep.
How excited you get?
Can't sleep.
Imperfect rest.
Now, I'm hunting the following day.
I've had 4 Bang Energies because that's what the girls on Instagram drink, so that's what I drink. And I'm a little jittery.
So the question is,
do you hold the crosshairs on the animal's vitals, or do you move them into the vitals and shoot the second the sight picture is correct? So what's your style? Do you go right on vitals, or do you move sight into vitals? It's kind of crucial to know what you do.
yeah, I'm into vitals.
You're into vitals, straight up vitals.
Always have been.
Always have been. That's how I taught my son. Son, this is a Rivian, and this is an animal's vitals. All right, I just wanted to...
Does he answer?
Well, David,
Depends, I'm
he's used
sure.
to the on-the-move technique at 100 yards. It works if you can get your shooting eye and trigger finger to coordinate with each other. If not, you're just making life more complicated than it already is. For who? You or the animal? Because you're making that animal's life wicked complo.
Or maybe not. Very simple.
Very simple. Hey, you anxious about everything? Give me one.
Nothing.
Then maybe it says, thank you.
I think that's what
You think that's what they tell
Native
the
Americans
natives say? Yes, is that
you can hear it.
you
if
can hear them.
listen.
The last breath is in deer is thank you. Yeah, that's probably it. Well, it's just different conventional methods, unconventional methods.
I really don't understand the.
Not at all.
No.
But
I mean, I know what vitals are.
I know what imperfect rest is.
Vitals
Living
are
it.
how many people check my posts.
My autobiography, Imperfect Rest.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brand ambassador.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. Man,
I'd do it for it.
anything. Hyundai Sonata.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh man, the Sonata. People laughed at me when I was talking about my Sonata. Okay, Jonathan's posting a lot about Sonatas.
Get it tatted on.
Get
me.
it, got it good, Sonata. Hey man, let me tell you about the father of Hyundai, Hashiko Hyundai. That man. Let me tell you about that man's life. Don't. Don't. Brand ambassador for anything.
Why would he do that to me? Why would he tease me?
You
like
should
that?
have just said to him, like, I am like so tired and like angry and like I don't need that.
Don't plant that.
Plant that seed. You don't know what that will do. How I will. You don't know, man. You're thinking about getting a Rivian tattoo just before.
Yeah,
to
just as a-
be-
in
just to
case
be
they call me in for a
in
meeting.
case on the old hip. Yeah, you're right about that. Like
Why
people
would
that
you
do that
that
kind of
to me?
shit.
Because then I wondered. I was like, did I walk away and like the two girls were like, "You're mean. Like you shouldn't do that."
Oh,
like,
that's even worse. They do that to people to pass the day.
like Todd, that was mean.
Todd, that was
He was
fucked
nice.
up.
He was just asking
He
questions.
totally look at him. He's like telling his friend.
He's beaming right now.
Telling a mirror like Rivian. I can't believe they fucked with you like that. Yeah, and actually, I shouldn't say this, but like Erica, who you were talking to, she's like so cute.
She super likes you.
Oh, she like thinks you like so likes you cute. So yeah, I guess you and Erica will be dating, and you have a Rivian. Don't have either. Got him. You gotta pass. That's it. You're spending a long day at the convention center.
I mean,
what else are you gonna do?
I'd do it.
Do anything.
I'd be fucking with people all day long.
Anything to get through it. Anything to get through it.
Fuck. Speaking of electric vehicles, imagine taking a road trip.
Oh, we're just like
we're in it, man. This is finally curated.
maybe it is like the secret. We're putting it out there.
Yeah.
For the new year.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. I like this. What's this all
Imagine
about?
taking a road trip and never having to stop for food or a bathroom break.
Fuck yeah.
Steve Lee, a designer at Toronto-based Aprilli Design Studios, has come up with an idea that could make that happen. The autonomous travel suite. Think of it as a hotel room on wheels. The driverless mobile suite would have a sleeping area with mattresses, washroom facility, and a toilet, and a sitting shower. A space for working or entertaining, and a small kitchen. It could fit up to 5 people. It's basically a hotel room, so it has everything inside it, he says. Whether it's 6 hours or 10 hours, you'll feel comfortable inside of it. The Autonomous Travel Suite won this year's Radical Innovation Award, a design competition for the hospitality industry. Does the idea sound far-fetched? Driverless cars have already been tested on the streets in some U.S. cities, and in London, Tesla CEO Elon Musk says that he could have self-driving vehicles on the road by next year. Not going to happen. Lee predicts his autonomous travel suite could be on the road by 2030. The battery-powered vehicle would pick up travelers at home and take them to their destinations. It could travel up to 10 hours at a time without a charge.
Okay.
It would take the place of domestic flights or train travel, eliminating the need to commute to the airport or train station or go through check-in and the security process.
Because
Great
all
for
of the
sovereign
time,
citizens.
perfect.
Not driving.
Screaming out the window, traveling.
Not driving.
Not driving. Pizza Hut license plate. F all, y'all. I guess, isn't that kind of like what you have, like a van? but I guess it's the van that just drives itself.
It's a self-driving.
Yours has a bathroom, right?
Mine has everything that has.
Okay, so you have this, but it's not 2030, it's 2018.
Yeah, and it was made in 1989.
And you just make me drive it, and that's an autonomous driver. Never mind.
You could
then.
do 8-10 hours,
So you're a brand
no
ambassador
problem.
already for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's getting a little ahead of themselves.
Everyone is getting very ahead of themselves
with this whole thing.
With the idea that we will be here in 2030 to enjoy this.
That's the other thing.
That's another thing.
There's going to be some other issues we'll probably be struggling with.
A lot of issues.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. When we're under like martial law, it'd be so difficult to get out of the house to enjoy all of these. To get to
the traveling suite.
To shoot up to San Francisco for the weekend, the city that doesn't exist anymore after the earthquake. I'd love to shoot up and see the rubble. Where's my autonomous, like, stop?
I mean,
but you got to listen. You got to be positive, and that's what you got to think. But you got to think ahead. That's what we got to do, right?
Yeah, maybe just either. I just feel like you think either a little less ahead or a little further ahead.
So instead of going 2030,
does that make sense? Because this is just sort of like it's like we have everything you have right there.
It's a little bit better because you don't have to drive, but bands hire drivers, so they're not. They have.
It just could be like something like that would really make you feel like oh shit, I want that like next year.
Like
or
so
like
you want to say let's find something
that
gets you to work 15 minutes faster now, or puts me on Mars in 2080. You can only work on.
I just think those are
you have two options.
Are better places to focus your energy.
You have to spend every minute focusing your energy on getting.
It's something that no matter what will inevitably change in concept so much between now and then that it won't. Even if it does provide this service, it won't look anything. It won't remotely resemble
it will become
the version
a jetpack.
You know what I
fly
mean?
anyway.
Because the things that we think of, it's like, okay, yes, that did happen ultimately, but the way you guys thought it was going to be was like preposterous, and now like we have it, but it's just a thing.
It's a robotic
not like
tandem jetpack. So you're not really, you're flying through the air, but the robot's doing it. You're just holding onto the robot's waist, praying.
Like you're not flying.
You're not flying it, but don't let go. Okay.
It just feels like it's not.
I'm going to take you back
forward.
Well, let me take you back. We've been ahead. Let's go back.
In time.
I'm going to take you back to Friday night, August 24th, 2007.
Okay.
Hot night at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium in Pasadena, California. Hot night. Hot night.
Is that even a place still? The Civic Auditorium?
The Pasadena Civic Auditorium? I believe that's still.
Okay.
You think it might be? Well, that was the night of the 2007 Miss Teen USA beauty pageant hosted by Mario Lopez. Aired on NBC. It was actually the final Miss Teen USA that was televised nationally. Sad.
If only we had known then.
We had known then. So, 18-year-old Lauren Caite Upton of Lexington, Kentucky stepped up to the microphone. She was asked a question. Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is? And Lauren said in her mind, I'm about to make history. I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps. And I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or no, it should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and help the Asian countries so we will be able to build up our future for our children, A lot of people laughed, right? Because that's just the world we live in. This internet culture. They laughed at her. And she retreated in herself and in her own life. She actually signed a modeling contract with the Donald J. Trump Modeling Agency in New York City. I'm sure that was above the board operation. But I'm going to take you to today. I'm not going to take you to then. I'm not going to take you to the future. I'm going to take you to today. 29 years old, recently divorced, with a whole new look on life. Goes by Caite Upton, not Kate Upton. Caite. Maybe could have. There is a kind of a Kate, but anyway.
It's already kind of one.
She's huge, very popular. She's a personal trainer. She owns her own gym in Culver City, California, called F45. This is a story of resiliency. This is a story about starting out as a girl and becoming a woman. This is about the world laughing and you saying, hey, world, don't laugh at me or laugh at me. I don't care because I'm a strong, independent, bold woman, business owner, small business owner. And I think it's a beautiful story is what it is.
Is it?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Because the whole world laughed that night, but who's laughing now, really?
I mean, we are.
I guess.
Still. Again.
Again.
You just read it out and I laughed pretty loud.
But the point being is that through that laughter, it's really a story about all of us.
Yeah.
I think that Caite Upton, not Kate Upton. Hold on. Let me rephrase that.
I was like, is this going where I think it's going? I was like, wait, that can't be the same
Okay,
Kate
so
Upton.
not Caite Upton. She's all of us.
Yeah.
She put herself out there.
She flubbed.
She fucking
Farmed it.
Dog. Farm would be she. I mean, you heard what I said.
Yeah.
That was rough, but
She tried to hit some topics.
for our children.
We remember,
Listen.
the South Africa wasn't out of left field. I
Listen.
think she just had every answer to every question
Put
she
it all in
thought
one.
she could possibly have.
Exactly.
And it just all just like burst. Like
But
just
in a
came
way,
out in a giant like burp.
yeah, she was all of us.
Verbal
She
burp.
covered everything. And now look at her.
Now look at her.
About to turn 30.
At J45.
At Jet.
What's it called?
Over at F45.
F45.
Over in fucking Culver City. Over in the city with a mirror. Working out. Looking good and feeling good. And I think that's a story for all of us.
Yeah.
Can't let those haters hate.
No, you just gotta
You just gotta buy your own gym and went through a divorce. I mean, that's a story a lot of people can relate to.
Yes.
That's not failure. It's two people that decided maybe they didn't work together. And now she's reclaiming herself. Caite Upton. Caite Upton. I just wanted because we're coming up on
but they still have the Miss Teen awards, but they don't televise them?
Yeah, they don't televise them. No, they stream them now.
Oh, they stream them?
Yeah.
On what?
On Twitch. So
Pornhub.
Yeah. It's just, and looking back as we come up on 13 years doing the show, maybe we could do a segment each week where we look back, we reflect on where we've all come.
Yeah.
Caite Upton,
Second.
is us. She's all of us. I mean, she's 29. There were 29-year-olds listening to the show that was like, "Oh, I was 18. I remember when she stupid fucking ass. I laughed in that bitch's face.
Yeah.
Look at me now, 29.
I own a gym.
I'm in a gym. Been divorced twice. It's just
Things change.
Things
happen.
Happen.
You move on.
You adapt. You overcome. You look for your strength within yourself, within the people around you. You stay positive, and you should not define by that.
No.
I think it's a lesson really for all of us.
Yeah, you seem to really think that.
About geography.
By now, most Americans are well aware of the air pollution created by power plants or heavy vehicle traffic. These sources discharge a harmful particulate that becomes suspended in the air, creating what is called an aerosol. However, another source of air pollution may be hiding right beneath our noses: restaurants. Quote, restaurant food cooking emissions are a major, if not the major, driver of spatial variability of organic aerosol, said Carnegie Mellon University's Ellis Robinson. The translation is that restaurants are mainly responsible for high concentrations of organic aerosol, OA. This is a large
Netflix
source.
show?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
That's what it's all about.
Is that what that show's about?
A large source of air pollution within their immediate surrounding areas. Using an instrument called an aerosol mass spectrometer to measure air quality throughout the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the team was able to trace OA concentrations back to their origin. The device allowed them to accurately determine whether the OA had originated from restaurant sources or traffic sources, the other major contributor to OA in urban areas. They conducted most of their measurements during the early evening, when the overlap of rush hour traffic and dinner time ensured that both sources were at their max OA output.
Okay.
The results were profound. Of the high concentration of OA plumes, the team measured 7 out of every 10 of them originated from restaurants or other cooking sources.
Okay,
so we can't cook.
Can't cook.
Can't cook.
Or can't go to restaurants. Can we cook at home? Can't go to restaurants.
Can't go to restaurants.
But you can't go on anyway because of the traffic. Can't go on in the evening. So
now you go to a restaurant, you're like committing a bad act against the earth.
Essentially, you're
hurting the earth.
You're literally throwing garbage into the ocean if you go to dinner with friends. So if your friend calls you and they've opened up a restaurant, just say, I'm not coming.
I can't be friends with you.
I can't be friends with you for opening this restaurant.
I'm blocking your number.
I don't throw garbage in the ocean. Enjoy your opening.
Hans.
Sorry.
Good luck.
You spent so much time in so many kitchens before you open this and it's opening night. I can't go because I don't throw trash in the ocean. So it's really making it tough to really do anything. Unless you just don't think about it. You just can't think about it. Because if you really think about it, you extrapolate that, you really
Can't do anything.
can't do anything. So it's gonna have.
So
to
what do you
be a
just pick? What
selective
you just or like? I
Yeah.
just love it. I'm sorry.
and just go full throttle on that. You know. I bike everywhere. Love the environment. But I offset that. I eat every meal out. So it's. So I yell at cars on my bike, but then I eat at restaurants. So I'm right in the middle.
And I eat a lot because I bike so much.
Bike so much, I need
starving.
my proteins.
I
I
take
just
in
eat
like 5,000 calories a day,
about
no problem.
5 meals a day at restaurants, but I eat them all during peak time, for like from the dinner. So you can't go to restaurants. Sorry,
Or you just can't cook food.
can't cook food.
Maybe because obviously what's the difference between what a restaurant cooks and what we're cooking at home? Nothing. It's just the fact that it's concentrated amounts of it.
Or maybe more of it because it's a.
That's what I'm saying, that it's more
Okay.
of it.
So you can't cook at home, or you can't.
So it's just doing a little bit of bad if you cook at home. And then what? You're supporting a lot of bad. I think it's the same, isn't it? I don't know. Is it bad because it's coming from a concentrated source, or is it just equally as bad coming from homes, but it's just tiny amounts of it, but ultimately it accumulates in a bad thing?
Same. Like if you're at Park La Brea, it's all of that. It's like the biggest restaurant in the world.
Shit.
You can't do dishes because water. You can't run water. So it's best to just throw everything out.
Not have anything.
Not have anything. No, I meant throw the dishes out. Because just running the faucet,
So you have to eat raw foods with your hands.
raw foods with your hands. 2030. Everyone will be living in their drivable pods, eating raw foods with their hands. Good job, guys. You couldn't have chilled the fuck out for a minute? No. But didn't we kept issuing these reports and like telling you, no, I'll believe it when I see it. You're seeing it.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's in there. It's right there.
We talk about family companies, American companies like Glade, SC Johnson.
Is that a family company?
That's a family company.
Are they?
Yeah. And they manufacture some of the greatest household cleaning supplies and other consumer chemicals.
I mean, I was just going to say, they like
That's what they
do
called it, yeah.
crazy animal testing and
Jonathan,
like super environmentally
They're based in
unfriendly.
Racine, Wisconsin. They don't do anything unethical. This is an American company. Have some respect. This is an American podcast. This is an American company. Have you ever used Drano?
You're not supposed to.
Kiwi for your shoes. You got to use that Kiwi. Deepwood's Off. Yep. Pledge. Yeah. I pledged this coffee to you
Right before I came
right before
over.
you every show. Arrayed, Ziploc, Windex, Shout, Scrubbing Bubbles. I mean, it's my whole fucking closet right there. All SC
worst
Johnson. I'm
comes.
sponsored. I'm a brand ambassador for SC Johnson. I actually am, which is what I'm getting to. When you were in Hawaii, I thought back to when I was in Kauai, and so I lit my Hawaiian Breeze Glade jar candle, and we were talking the last episode about living coral, and they came up with a detailed, exhaustive description. I wanted to let you know what Glade let me know about this is for my workspace, my office.
Yeah, which I also mentioned that you probably wouldn't want to burn that in a closed area like that because of the off gassing that it probably does.
Yeah, well, knowing now that the same jar candle, the company makes all of those, I'm a little.
Yeah.
It's essentially like lighting scrubbing bubbles on fire. I have a rival company called Scrubber Bubbles. It's my.
You just burn my Windex candle.
Yeah.
I freeze Windex and then I set it
All
on
right.
fire.
Let me tell you, because
What
I
is it?
have a
You're gonna
scent for my living room, my office. Excuse me, my workspace office is Hawaiian Breeze, and then for here in the studio, we're burning an apple cinnamon
Because
and then
of the season.
Because of the season, and in the bedroom, I'm doing a limited edition fragrance, Disney's Nutcracker Delight.
That sounds disgusting.
Well, let me wait. Hold on now.
To have sexual intercourse with that
Hold
aroma.
on now, Jonathan. Nutcracker Delight.
No, that sounds cinnamony, nutty.
Listen.
Those are not.
Hawaiian Breeze Aloha Instant Vacay.
Yeah, I would put that in my bedroom.
When cool ocean winds meet the scent of fragrant tropical fruits, pineapple and plumeria, you won't even have to leave the neighborhood to get lost in paradise. So what I do is I'm working, I light the candle, I'm thinking about you in Hawaii, but then I open up the window that looks out into the street. Very quickly I'm taken out of it, but I just close the window. The window opens,
Not so much.
not in Hawaii. Our getaway begins with the scent of tropical pineapple, peach, and melons. Hints of mango and red berry join the soothing aromas of warm beechwood and cream to really get the luau started. Remember, aloha means both hello and goodbye.
That is...
So I can tempt you in that.
Yeah, that's a sex candle. You should have that in your bedroom.
Hold on now.
Disney Nutcracker is not...
Hold on now. This is a limited edition fragrance. Let me get to my nut.
Your fucking Nutbuster fucking scent.
I want you to picture yourself nude.
In this living room.
In my bedroom.
Oh, I thought we were going with the bedroom one.
You got me so angry, I jumped to the bedroom. Okay, you're nude.
In your bedroom.
My California king.
Okay.
I'm not here.
Okay. Oh, I'm house sitting.
You are house sitting to watch Misu. Revel in the decadence of the season with warm notes of roasted hazelnuts blended with sugary maple water. Delightful hints of sweet cinnamon and pralines swirl whimsically, dusted with notes of creamy and rich vanilla bean upon dollops of almond butter, spread feelings of delicious indulgence. You nude still? Yeah, you are.
A little hungry.
Fucking nutcracker delight. No?
I don't know,
Not
man.
for the bedroom.
I don't.
Okay.
Bedroom.
How about for the studio right now? You might be smelling apple cinnamon because Glade has created a jar candle that says home is the one place you can keep it real and at the same time keep it cozy. The scent of crisp Macintosh apples, cinnamon and nutmeg fill your studio for podcasting with the welcoming impression of spiced mulled cider and feelings of genuine warmth and comfort. Often subtle and mysterious, this spicy scent can expand an ordinary room into an intriguing space for rediscovery, right? Slip away and dream of simpler times as the warm, rich aroma of these apples and mixed berries and apple cider surround you. The spice of cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove mingle with sweet vanilla and cream for a scent as recognizable as a loving call from the back porch. Turns out you can go home again. So you want to mix my scents. You want to change my scents per room, you think. Once I described the hazelnuts and praline and that sweet maple while you were nude.
What's maple sugar? Well, what is that? I don't even, what are those?
It's maple sugar water. It's come on.
Pralines are not something that I could correlate with the holiday season.
Roasted pralines? You can't think of that right now? Me bring my pralines to a farmer's market? Roma's pralines?
I don't like pralines. Also, that's the other thing. I don't like that, like whatever that is, like crystally sugar.
Okay,
thing.
so I've got all three going in the home at the same time. Do you think that that's hurting my physical health?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
More than my smoking. Probably.
You think I'd be better off if I had covered myself in Deep Woods Off, brought in Drano and scrubbing bubbles, and just went to town? I would be healthier than just lighting candles in my apartment.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you, Glade.
How often are you burning these?
Oh, I'm burning them daily. Right, Mies?
For how long?
Until I'm enveloped in the scent.
Apple cinnamon I would switch the apple cinnamon
into the
Hawaii
workspace.
Put the Hawaii
in the bedroom.
In the bedroom, and I guess Nutcracker by default has to come to the studio.
Nutcracker comes into the studio. Okay.
And that's good because I know that it won't last in next season. I get something else in here.
Well, it's a limited edition. It's out in theaters. I think it was at the beginning of November. So I don't.
Oh, it's a movie?
Yeah, it's a Nutcracker. It's based on a Nutcracker movie.
Why did you buy this?
Oh, well, let me again. I don't know if I explained to you what I was reveling in.
I'm not sure if a Disney-themed candle for the bedroom is the right.
Yeah, you're right, maybe.
It might be a little creepy.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking more of like ABC. Disney owns ABC, right? I'm thinking of their other proprietary properties is what I'm thinking. Thinking of Desperate Housewives, ABC. It's okay. No, you're right. You're right.
In an effort to attract more teachers to Kansas State.
To Kansas State?
Not the
state.
School. The state of Kansas.
Okay. It's America.
An effort to attract more teachers to the state of Kansas has recruited just 3 teachers so far. We talked about this on our show. I believe so. But the state is on the hook to pay $270,000 to the organization behind the program. The Kansas legislature agreed to pay the education nonprofit.
Wait a minute.
Okay. Wait.
Hold on.
So they agreed to pay the education nonprofit Teach for America for the pilot program with the aim of recruiting 12 teachers across the state. All 3 teachers were placed in the same district in Kansas City, Kansas. Teach for America claims that it has recruited 5, not 3 teachers to the district. District officials say that 2 of those recruits arrived last year prior to the contract.
I mean, even if they did, 5 ain't 12, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't got to be a teacher to know that, right?
Some lawmakers expressed disappointment in the low number of recruits and the fact that only 1 district has benefited. Kansas officials say that there are currently 612 vacant teaching positions for this fall.
I hope some. Yeah. Anybody listening to the show that wants to be a teacher? There it is.
So a nonprofit group, you pay $270,000 for getting 3 teachers, and for not succeeding at doing.
So they did a wicked bad job.
Yes.
The nonprofit said, you got to give us 300 G's because that's how it's going to work.
I mean, they should be responsible to pay them. They got 3 out of 12. They should pay for a quarter. It's a fourth of what you said you were going to give me. I'm going to pay you a fourth of what we agreed upon.
Is that a fourth? Right.
4 times 3 is 12.
Good job. See, maybe you could. Hold on now. Hey, kids. Hey, math. What is it? Really? Let's talk about dreams. What? This is math class. But what is math, man? It's numbers. It's fucking visions. It's time. It's energy. Are you space and matter? What's your name? I like you, sir. How long would you make it as a teacher at a Kansas elementary school?
What kind of subject? What subject?
You're teaching history.
A month.
3 weeks. Okay.
Yeah. Social studies, maybe a couple of months.
Okay. Home ec?
I don't know what that means. Because I didn't go to a school that had that kind of stuff. None of the schools I went to, like cooking pies and shit.
Yeah, you'd be like whipping up some fucking...
Less than a week.
Yeah, I guess taking the kids...
Shop class, maybe a week. Yeah. Phys ed, day, 2 days, tops.
Okay.
Algebra, I could do. Geometry, I could do. Okay. I could maybe make it a month or 2.
Okay.
Did very well in math.
Did well in math.
Dropped acid once. More than once, but one time in particular, learned an entire semester of advanced algebra in one night.
On that acid?
On acid. Took the test. Had not paid any attention.
Got a C minus.
B plus.
C minus.
Maybe
C minus.
B plus.
C. What if you took that test today? How would you do?
C. C minus. That was an advanced algebra, Seth.
That's a fucking amazing.
Because I showed so much promise.
Well, the acid.
I'd also done it a couple. I'd done the class a couple of times already. I failed.
The acid a couple times already.
I did. I learned a semester's worth of algebra in
what happened
in
to
a
acid?
night.
Like you just
somehow
something happened.
And I don't mean learned it like I hadn't done any of the work.
Of course not.
Out of the workbook.
Yeah. No.
So we were being tested on like this page to this page. I went through each of those pages, and in my memory,
yeah,
completed all of the worksheets, like completed all of the problems in the book, learned the concepts, then went to sleep.
Yeah.
Woke up the next morning, took the final.
First class, took the final.
Got a C minus.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember it the next day, probably.
Of course not.
But definitely.
That happened, though. That's
happened.
why you did it.
It did happen.
Fuck.
I think it was maybe a B minus.
It was a D plus. Oh, shit. To preserve more livers for transplant patients who desperately need them, surgeons should take newly harvested organs out of their ice baths and immerse them instead in a warm, nutrient-rich soup, new research suggests.
Yeah.
In a head-to-head comparison of the two
placenta.
methods, a placenta, like an actual placenta. So our scientists took, so you got an ice-cold bath, and then they got fresh placenta in the laboratory, and they went head-to-head. The two methods, preserving donor livers in conditions that mimic a living body, resulted in 20% more organs being transplanted into patients, said the study published in the journal Nature. For 30 years, newly harvested livers have been flushed with preservation fluid and then stored on ice until their prospective recipients were ready for surgery. The new technique, called normothermic preservation, keeps the liver at body temp and nourishes it with a continuous flow
Keep it alive.
Oxygenated blood and other nutrients.
Keeping it
Placenta.
alive.
Compared with the cold storage approach, this new practice caused less damage to donor livers, slashing the rate at which livers were discarded but never transplanted in half. Just figured this out.
So then think about what that means for preserving humans that want to get cryogenically frozen. Now it's going to be like...
why are you putting them on ice? Put them in placenta. You got to get in your own placenta, your own mom's placenta. Right? So how much placenta is created?
Not enough to
soak an adult, a human man?
Fuck so.
Could you get your sisters and aunts? It has to be relatives. Your grandmother. It's going to take a few generations.
I think you can just grow it. You could clone it.
Clone it? You
clone
can
the
clone
placenta.
the placenta.
Yeah.
You can clone your mom's placenta? What year is it? 2030? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got to be easier than cloning a person.
It's got to be easier to clone placenta than a whole person.
You can grow placenta, maybe?
Yeah. In 2030, you can do anything. So we're going to, for every baby, we'll take that.
Store that
for on ice. We don't store the placenta on ice?
Fuck.
See,
what do you put
what do you do?
What do you store the
first,
placenta
the
in?
ice or the placenta?
What can you store placenta in at body temperature?
Unless another body. Human body.
So you have to carry it around with you your whole life.
Yeah, your body is 70% water, 60% placenta. That's more than, fuck.
So they stash your own placenta in you at birth.
Yes.
And then when you get old, they cut it out of you, grow more of it, and then when you die, they submerge you in a bath of it.
And then you come back to life?
When they figure that out.
So you're saying the storage method, until we figure out how to reanimate people, will be in your own placenta. That makes perfect sense. Thank you. You're right. Go on.
USA Today Snapshots. 51% of Americans admit to using the same password and or same PIN number across multiple or all accounts.
How many? What's that?
51%.
No. Got to have different passwords, right?
How do you remember them?
You write them down.
What good is a password if it's written down?
Well, for me, if I have a password, it's happening in-house. Have you ever seen my password envelope?
No, you shouldn't let anyone see that.
Ooh, dog. You've never seen so many passwords.
But that's just the thing. So all I need is that, and then I unlock everything.
If you found my fucking password envelope, I'm fucked.
Anyone did.
Oh, dog. If somebody
Jeff could be going through it right now.
Jeff is going through that. He could be ordering like Moo cards. Yeah. It's, dog, I've got like
you should have that on your person at all times.
Like
in like a satchel or something on your chest. Like a leather bound sack.
Why is that? You have a bulletproof vest on? It's my password envelope. Jonathan told me to keep it on me so Jeff doesn't steal it.
How often did you change them? Never.
I got a lot of passwords, dog.
Why do you have so many passwords? You don't do anything.
I'm always doing things.
What?
Looking at things. Moving things. You know? I'm in that space.
Like stocks?
I'm in that space. No. But I guess it's easier.
I have a few.
You got a few, but it's just easier to have a few.
I have a few that I kind
You're
of...
a psychopath like me.
I rotate them.
Okay. For any fucking thing. Like, oh, I'm going to get a
But I
password.
don't write them down.
Okay.
One of them is a porn password that I was given when I was like 16 years old.
Gifted.
No, like I signed up for a porn site and they were like, your password is, and then I took it and I've kept it forever.
You've kept that same password on this same site.
No, on the site.
Oh.
On Facebook.
Multiple
Like,
platforms.
shit. Yeah.
So if there was a person that worked at this particular, probably defunct porn company,
I mean, God willing, yeah.
they would know, hey, I was the guy that sent that dude. Hey, he's got a podcast now. My girlfriend listens to it. They could get your shit. I wonder how it happened.
It's mutated over the years.
So you'll change it from like boobs to bloobs.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Bloobs, two Z's.
But yeah,
Boobsies.
it was sent to me like
This is your password.
because you used to not be able to pick your own password.
Really?
Like
They
from
just-
sites like that, they'd be like your login is whatever email or whatever your name, and then a password is this, and then. But yeah, I memorized it because of that site.
See,
I don't know what the site was.
Yeah, DirtyJerkBoy.
They didn't spell boy like that.
They didn't do that back then?
Then.
Okay. BOY.
BOYZ.
BOYZ.
Dirty Jerk Boys.
And that was it. That was my rap crew for a while, the Dirty Jerk Boys.
DJB.
Notorious DJB.
No, I wish I could remember what because that would also be like a time warp for people. I mean, I'm sure, or certain people.
Certain people, Dirty Jerk Boys.
Dirty Jerk Boys. Fellow
There's
dirty. Fellow Jerk
Boys.
Boys.
Any other 41-year-old Dirty Jerk Boys listening? Oh my God.
But yeah, I have a few.
Okay.
Do you really have a lot?
You know what I'll do after? I'll let you hold the weight of my satchel.
Something wrong with that.
Oh, there's something wrong with me, dog. Listen to this. The country of China already has an Orwellian social credit system and over 170 million CCTV cameras keeping an eye on all of its citizens day and night. Now, the social credit system, they've established some sort of... The initial implementation is they know people that are debtors, people that owe money, and for public transportation, they've already implemented sort of social systems of like, oh, you can't, you owe money, you can't ride on this, you can't commute on this public transportation because we're like, we know that you owe money because we're watching you. Virtually all of the cameras of the CCTV cameras have facial recognition software to identify citizens instantly. But they're rolling out new gait recognition software that can identify someone even if their face is covered just by analyzing the walk. Now
that is something I change constantly.
Oh, I know that because you walked in today. It was like a broad stance with your shoulders up and down. You're like, every time I come into the studio for the PAPs, I change my walk so they don't know. The CEO of Waitrix, one of the companies that makes the gait recognition software used in China, says their product can identify people from up to 165 feet away, even if their backs are turned to the camera. You don't need people's cooperation for us to be able to recognize their identity. Gait analysis can't be fooled by simply limping, walking, doing Jonathan's wide stance, shoulder hump up and down. Because we're analyzing the features of your entire body. But the system does have drawbacks, including requiring much more powerful computers to analyze the footage. That's because gait recognition requires a sequence of images, whereas facial recognition just requires to analyze a single image. Still, the increased computational requirements are probably of little concern to the Chinese government as they're trying to achieve complete and total surveillance over their citizens. So we know that they had the facial recognition first, but we know that we've had it and they've used it at Madison Square Garden. So if they got that there, we probably have that in some degree here.
100%.
So even with your ingenious idea...
Well, I put an insert in one of my heels.
Tiptoe walking. That's the tiptoe guy.
That's the Ralph Macchio guy.
Yep, here he comes.
It's the Macchio walker.
And then you do on your heels. He's a heel walker.
Hold on.
Is that Jonathan? No, Jonathan don't walk on his heels. Wait a minute.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
So like a public shaming system for like debtors and shit, right? I
yeah,
mean, 'cause
initially now. Yeah, but yes.
that's how it's starting.
That's how
But
it
it'll
starts.
be like they'll be picking
yeah,
people
it'll be
out
like
in no
fucking
time.
Black Mirror shit. You'll have, you'll check your, what are you working with here?
Oh boy.
So it's a wrap. We had a good run.
Yeah,
I mean,
it could have been better.
Yeah, well, it will coincide at the same time.
I hope that that's the case, because then it'll be like, oh well, it's okay that we didn't fix those things
It
because
can't go in the
this-
ocean anyway.
the meteor
so, like,
fucking killed it all.
Totally,
so.
I always love the ocean, and I'm Moana. I can't go
Yeah,
in
so
it.
who cares
fuck
that
it.
they're
So
fucking
whatever.
scanning my eyes
Great,
at all
they
times?
walk me. I can't do anything. Boom, boo, boo.
Yeah,
Don't leave the house anyway.
yeah,
That's all I'm gonna do.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna check what. Okay, yeah. Time for one more.
Okay.
As Claire Tallarico videotaped her daughter Mia finalizing her baby adoption paperwork with a nurse, two things stood out. For one thing, Mia's just 10 years old. For another, Mia's baby resembled a pink lacrosse ball with a tiny body attached. This wasn't a real adoption, Jonathan. This was a fictional nurse who was an employee of Distroller World, a boutique Mexican toy chain that's about to open its third U.S. store in Glendale, California. They have one in Houston and one in San Diego. There are no other toys like them. At home, we made a nursery, said Mia. I built a little school for them. We even made up voices for them. Destroyer World is an elaborate example of experience-based retail where shoppers get to do something rather than just buy something. It's a style that merchants increasingly are trying out to recapture businesses lost to the internet. At these outlets, parents and children are swept up in the story of a planet called Neonatopia, whose 22 different types of babies need adopting. Once the adoption paperwork is finalized with an employee dressed for the part of Nurse Tanya, children follow the arrival of their babies via a spaceship that travels around the store via a pneumatic tube. Each store contains an adoption center and a medical clinic. The training is challenging because children invent all sorts of things that are happening with their babies when they come back for their checkups, said an employee at one of the stores who plays a nurse. So,
I mean, the American, what is it? American
Doll.
They had a
American
hospital.
Girl.
American Girl.
American Girl. American Girl. Wouldn't be American Doll.
Girl doll.
American Girl Doll.
No.
American Girl.
Is it just girls?
No, that was a HBO show.
No, I'm not saying. Was it just females?
Oh, they had
The dolls, the American
American Boys too.
Jeff. But
They do have boys.
they had a hospital,
okay, then you
boutique,
go in.
all that stuff. So you go in and get assessments and be like, I think she's pregnant.
Oh, she got pregnant by the boy, American Girl boy. It's crazy what can happen. Yeah, she's on junk.
I think she's strung out.
She's fucking. Well, she played soccer and then she had a
injury.
tore a
and then-
meniscus.
And then I came here and you guys
and then
gave
you
her those
the
oxys.
oxys, and now I'm in Neotopia, and an alien spaceship has landed.
So this is like
Hot. What
is the vibe of, because that name is kind of cool and aggressive. Destroy
Well,
all or whatever it's called. Oh, okay. They're like
Cute.
it's like wild, weird, like
Well, they come from a spaceship.
anime kind of vibe.
Oh, this is right up your alley.
Shut up.
How deep are you into the anime world? Right? Can I pull you out, or are you too deep?
Destroller, not destroyer.
I think that's how you pronounce
Destroyer?
it. Because
Because LL is like tortilla.
Yeah, like that. How do you pronounce? Is this like tortilla? Okay. Where's my baby?
Where's my fucking baby?
My baby's sick.
I'm not.
Is this could be a Cabbage Patch situation?
I'm kinda down.
for the holidays.
I'm sort of down with this.
Okay. There's a lot of different babies. I'm just
20 different babies that need adoption. That's a positive,
beautiful thing.
idea.
It's a wonderful
Concept.
idea. Beautiful.
Uh,
Are we going to have a Cabbage Patch situation on our hands?
what does that mean?
I'm
Like
talking
dads
about, like,
stabbing other dads?
Talking about a 1983 free-for-all brawl.
I don't know. How much are these bad boys?
That's a good question. Probably really expensive because kind of like everything is.
Do they have genders?
I don't know. Does it look like it looks like a? I don't know if they have. Do you think they have genders? They're genderless. They came on a spaceship. There's no gender anymore.
That would be even cooler. 20 genderless
Neotopias.
Yeah, just tortillas.
Tortillas, but genderless. But how deep are you in your anime? Can you be pulled out?
Me?
Or is this...
Me personally?
I just mean, it's cold, it's the holidays. Is it something that you could get, like, trapped in?
Like forever?
I mean, for an extended period of time?
I can go deep sometimes.
I'm just saying.
I'm cool right now.
Do you feel like you're cool right now, or do you feel like you need to talk to somebody?
No, I know I'm cool right now.
Do you feel like there's a possibility that you could get lost?
I don't know. It seems like I like what I like, and I don't
Nothing
like
wrong with
what
that.
I don't like, and that I'm not.
You shouldn't have to apologize. You're a fucking grown-ass man. You should like what you like and don't like what you don't like.
Yeah.
I just don't...
Like, I find ones that are cool, and I'm into them, and then the only problem is that some of them that are cool have like 300 episodes, and so I'm like, okay, this is like how deep am I gonna really? How much time am I really gonna put in on this?
Okay, I want you to get lost.
But it's
because 81 episodes in might be a bit much. You know? You think?
Still haven't finished The Office. You know what I realized about myself? I think I've said this before. I have issues because I enjoy things, and the things I enjoy, I don't want to end. So, for instance, I'm reading this book right now that I just picked up 2 days ago and made an absolute meal of, if I do say so myself. It's a Haruki Murakami book.
Tell me more.
Someone who I've read before, who I enjoy reading.
What prompted this sort of? Where did you pick this up?
It was sitting in my home.
You looked. He said, "I've never. I have this book. I've always meant to read it."
So I kind of dug into it, and I'm like 200 pages into it.
How many pages to go?
Maybe 100.
Okay.
Slowed down. Have slowed down considerably. Did like 2 nights and just was like, I'm about to finish this book.
Your inquisitive nature of wanting to find out more and indulge in it is superseded by the enjoyment of it not wanting to end.
What did you say?
I would think that you're indulging in this and enjoying it so much that you would want to.
I'm immersed.
You would want to continue, and you're so intrigued. You want to see where this leads. And by leads, I mean the words "the end."
Well, that's what I know where it leads. It leads to it not being there anymore.
So what's best is to just ease back out of it.
And then
ease back out of The Office. How many seasons left?
Maybe 3? I don't know how many
seasons
were there.
So it doesn't
9?
end. Are you loving The Office?
I loved it.
Do you want it to end?
No.
Then stop watching it, and it will never end. You're right.
I mean, I think that's part of it. That I kind of am like, all right, hold up.
Like
here.
when we were in Sicario, and about an hour into it, and you look at me, you're like, "This is a great movie," and then I turned back. You went to the bathroom and ghosted.
The car.
Yeah, Houdini. You had to call me a lift to get me home. I'm loving this so much. I love that Emily Blunt. I don't want to know what happens.
Movies, maybe that's. It might even be true for movies too.
Movies, books, television, albums. Yeah, I don't want to get through this. There's 8 songs, and I've loved 6 of them.
I'm gonna stop now.
I'm out.
No, that albums I like to see through. If I'm into them.
Okay.
I do want to finish it, but I do think that part of me enjoys being. But I guess what real like obsessive readers get into is the fact that they can't wait to have that happen again with something else. Obviously,
okay.
Whereas because I think maybe if the experience is so novel, if you'll excuse the word, that maybe I'm still caught up in the sensation of what it is to be.
I'm not going to read another book for 2 years.
Exactly.
So the best bet is to not read this one. It's like the dentist.
I just went.
You went after 5 years. Last time they put you under, they did some extensive work. It had been about 20 before.
Yeah.
It's best to just, you love your dentist.
I do.
She's an incredible craftswoman.
Yeah.
And so you're like, I don't want this relationship to ever end.
So I'm going to give you plenty of work.
Last. So I'll give you everything to work with. See you in 5. All right.
It's not a perfect philosophy. I
No,
realize, but
it
but
works.
but it doesn't.
It's healthy, not. It's your ultimate compliment to the creative endeavor is to look the creator in the eye and say,
it's
I didn't
also
finish your shit, and that is the highest compliment.
I think also, okay, there's something about like that audiobook I was listening to. It's so fucking long. I've got a few hours left.
Well, that wasn't good.
No, not that one.
Okay.
The Stranger in a Strange Land, which is very good.
Okay.
But there's like a few. I've got a few. I'm in the end game here, and I think knowing that I have that for a time when I genuinely like need it. I like having that.
Okay.
That's something.
So you got an audiobook, an actual novel, a television series,
An album,
my
own personal album.
Yeah, so you're
unfinished record.
waiting for your mood. Oh, bad mood. In here, out, bad mood. In here, out. And it just, teeth. Got to go to the dentist. Spend 5 years. Hi, how are you? You look great. Yeah, my teeth are fucked up. Love you. See you when I'm 46. But it's the best way to do it, I think.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I think I'm seeing that there's something to it there.
Problem here.
There's because I know that there's unfinished
business there.
all around.
All around. I'd love to get to the end and know what happened to all these characters and all of these creations.
I don't know if I need to.
Don't even need to know about Jim and Pam.
I just know that
I'll go online. I'll find
love
out.
them.
I love them.
That's all I need to know.
It's like never meet your heroes. You don't want it. You just got it on lock halfway through with everything. Why see it through?
Yeah, I get the gist.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite song on that album? The final song. The End. I never got to that one. I'm at the beginning. I'm saving it. I'm emotionally unstable. So I'm saving a lot of things
for when I need them.
Yeah, dude, an American comedy podcast. We hope that we can be. We have enough episodes that we can always be there for you.
You can just keep listening.
You can always keep listening, and you can always. That was our entire plan was to. If we do enough.
This is why I do the show. It's the only thing that
it's great because now I know. Like, well, I guess this show will kind of go on. We'll have to do it forever. So great news, everybody! Congratulations, everybody! 690. Thank you so much. We're so thankful, and we hope that you come back and you had laughs, and you come back for 691. It's December of 2018, and I hope everyone has a great month through this joyous season, through the new year, and we're working our way to February 11th, 2019, which will be 13 years of doing this podcast that we get to do because you are listening. So thank you. Please keep listening. You can go to Patreon and you can pledge on Patreon to us, and that keeps the show ad-free. So you just get a song that Jonathan chooses, the show, and then another song to close it out without having to listen to any bullshit. So thank you everyone that is doing that. We're completely listener supported. So that's awesome. And that's a incredible luxury, and it's
indeed
like such a gem and a treat. So much fucking so nice, so much better.
It's like beyond better. Hopefully for both sides.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I think it's reciprocal, right? It's just
you can go to the website and buy a sweatshirt or a T-shirt and some stickers, pins, which we're gonna. I guess those wonderful pins that Double G Toys made for us, the Cali plates, the Darren's design that we turned into those pins just like flew out of the store. So people have kind of hit us up and we're like, hey, so we're gonna make a second series of those, and we're gonna keep.
Those are good. Those are some quality pins.
They're dope. They're really dope. We're stoked to be able to have them, and now we have a way of getting other ones. So yeah, hopefully those will be restocked. But go to the store, buy some stuff. It's another way you can show your support. Obviously, tell a friend and come back and listen to the next one. Come back
for 691. 1.
Please.
Please. Seatbelts.
Seatbelts.